And Niger State Governor Abubakar Bello has appealed to communities affected by bandit attacks in the state not to pay any money to the terrorists, adding that the payment is enough to stop the attack, is not enough to stop the attacks. Residents of some communities in Niger have continued to pay levies to terrorists in exchange for protection against attacks on their settlements. The governor is, however, calling for massive recruitment of security personnel and deployment to the state in order to bring the situation under control. And to make sense of all this, let's bring in the Secretary to the Niger State Government, Ahmed Matane, who joins us via Zoom. Good to have you join us.
Thank you very much. Good to have me, on your platform.
So I'm sure a lot of Nigerians were in shock yesterday when the governor was reeling out those figures in just not even up to a month, up to 200 attacks. The number of casualties were heartbreaking, both on civilians and then on security agencies. The governor himself called it a dire situation. Talk to us about what exactly is going on in Niger State.
Well, let me say once again, thank you. The Niger State, by its strategic location and landmass, considering that the state is about 10% of Nigeria's landmass and is dotted with so many forests, has become a safe haven, for bandits, kidnappers, and some insurgents. This is largely because of, again, we share border with Kaduna State, Zamfara State, Kebbi State, and some parts of Sokoto State. And of course, because of the, scaled up operations, military operations in these states, particularly Sokoto, Zamfara, and part of Kaduna, of course, many of these bandits, found their way into Niger, and are trying to create camps. And of course, this has created, tension. It has dislocated some communities. It has also raised, these concerns about the number of attacks that we have had, like His Excellency the Governor has expressed.
And was this kind of situation not predicted or preempted, just so that things can be put in place? Because I heard the governor say about 4,000 police officers or security personnel are in Niger State, and we're talking about the largest state in the country. Was this kind of situation that when you are dealing with banditry in one state that shares a border with another state, there might be an influx of bandits to that or the other state? Was it not preempted and just measures put in place to forestall that kind of a situation?
Well, I will tell you, yes, we have inadequate, security personnel. They are also, not having adequate equipment, and of course some logistics. Basically, because of the size of the state. I will give you a typical example. One of the prone, areas that we have been having these incessant insecurity issues is Shiroro local government. And Shiroro local government, I can mention some communities like Iburu, Kusaso, Kwaki, Kaure, Chukuba, and Kurebe. These communities have difficult terrain in terms of accessibility. So even if you have deployment of security personnel, they can only go as far. There are areas they cannot move, except perhaps on foot. This has actually slowed down whatever security operations that had been anticipated. The second part, of course, is we have informants. Oftentimes, security operational arrangements are usually distorted because of informants who are liaising with these bandits, and unfortunately, that has scaled down the impact of whatever security operations that have been anticipated. But we have always said, and this is, I think, had been expressed by Mr. Governor. If we are having, security operations, perhaps, in Kaduna or in Zamfara or Kebbi, I think it should be seen to be more coordinated so that you can be having these operations simultaneously or concurrently in all the, all these adjoining states. So you should have it the same time in Kebbi, the same time in Niger, Zamfara, and Kaduna. That way you maximize, impact in terms of, successes you're going to record. Of course, I'll tell you, some of the places that, have been affected, it will take you about 3 hours, from a particular location to those localities. In one local government alone, sometimes it will take you 3 hours to get from one point to another. So this is how, dispersed, these communities are. And this is to also show you that indeed, the size of, the state is not an advantage when it comes to security, management as it were.
And you just talked about the distance between one community and the other, especially because of the landmass of the state. The governor also made some sort of revelation. It's been on the news for a while, but he said that has continued, which is communities that are paying levies to bandits just to protect their communities from attacks. And the governor has rightly, I mean, that's a good thing to say when you say do not give them the money because you're helping them buy weapons. But if people are not sure of security, what then can they do? What are the security guarantees if you're saying people should stop paying money to these bandits?
Well, the communities are advised, like Mr. Governor has rightly said, well, you pay ransom, 50 million naira. They use 50 million naira to go and buy arms. That will strengthen them, to come back again. And we have seen it several times. Our communities will contribute money. They go into agreement with these bandits. The moment the money is finished, the bandit will still come back and make new demands. And so the best way is actually to resist, to ensure that, there are some levels of community resilience when it comes to security. And the Niger State government is doing, what we believe, will be a major sustainable platform. We are building a vigilante corps that is backed up by law. And within that framework, we are looking at several things. We are looking at, getting people, from the communities who know the terrain, who have local knowledge about the place, to be part of, this framework, so that every community will have a sense of protection, because we do believe that these people who are going to be part of vigilante know the terrain. They know how to manage it better than someone. Perhaps you deploy, a security personnel from Rivers State or from Borno State, bringing him to Niger. It will take him some time to know, those local environments, more so because of the landmass. So we believe that, that way is the way to go. We're looking at, getting, these locals to be part of the, vigilante system. We are looking at how we are going to empower them in terms of logistics, equipment, so that they can actually, again, be capacitated, to respond to security threats. We are also looking at how do we, how can they, support, the conventional security in carrying out, their, routine, operational, calls, as it were. Right. And we have seen this happen. Were it not for, this kind of robust system we are putting up, the situation would have been far worse.
All right. As much as we believe that government can do more, we also know that this is a very difficult situation to be in. Our thoughts and prayers are with you, and we send you our condolences for all of these attacks and losses. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to talk to us. Secretary to Niger State Government, Ahmed Matani.
Thank you. Thank you very much, for giving me this time. Thank you.